Hey everyone, for any CPA firm, growth isn't just about signing up more clients, right? It's really about serving the ones you have better. But what happens when the day-to-day grind actually gets in the way of building those great client relationships? Well, today we're going to dive into how outsourcing can be this amazing strategy for growth, specifically by making your clients happier.
So let's just jump right in with a question that I bet hits close to home for a lot of you firm leaders out there. Are your most valuable advisory services, the stuff that really makes a difference, just getting drowned by a sea of routine tasks? If you feel like your team is just constantly treading water, trying to keep up, then yeah, you're definitely in the right place.
And that really brings us to the heart of the matter, this court challenge that so many CPA firms are facing. We're calling it the CPA's dilemma. And it's that tipping point, the point where the sheer mountain of back-end work actually starts to hurt your front line, your client service.
And the signs of this dilemma? I'm guessing they sound pretty familiar. Things like delays in getting those monthly financials out, frustrating little errors in payroll or tax returns, your best people having absolutely no time for real strategic advice, and of course, that insane bottleneck during busy season. Every single one of these things directly hits the one thing you just can't afford to mess with, your client's happiness.
So, the big question is, how do you break that cycle? Well, the answer is a really strategic shift. It's about using an offshore team to unlock the real, untapped potential of your experts right there in your office.
Okay, let's be super clear about what we're talking about. When we say offshore outsourcing, what we mean is strategically handing off those routine, predictable tasks, the bookkeeping, the payroll, to a skilled team outside your company, often somewhere like India. The whole point, the entire goal, is to free up your people to do the high-value, client-facing work they're actually brilliant at. I love this slide because it's such a clear before and after. On one side, you've got the typical in-house workflow, where the team is just overloaded, reactive, and buried in compliance work. But on the other side, with an outsourced workflow, the team is focused on client strategy. They're proactive. It's a total shift from just checking boxes to actually creating real value for your clients.
So what kind of work are we talking about here? What are the best things to outsource? Well, the prime candidates are usually things like bookkeeping, payroll processing, all that general accounting support, and of course tax prep. These are the tasks that just eat up so much time but are absolutely perfect for a dedicated, process-driven offshore team.
All right, so we've tweaked the workflow, we've delegated some tasks, but how does all this actually lead to happier clients? That's the real question, right? Let's dive into the real-world impact this has on the people you serve.
So let's break it down. Benefit number one, and this is a biggie, it's all about reliability.
Faster turnaround times. Think about it. When those monthly reports, tax filings, and payroll runs are always on time, every time, that's more than just being efficient. It builds trust. Hitting your deadlines consistently is one of the quickest ways to show your clients you've got their back.
Okay, so speed builds trust. What's next? Well, the second big improvement is all about quality. We're talking higher accuracy. See, specialized offshore teams have these really tight multi-level review processes. They're designed specifically to catch any little errors before they ever get to the client. For your team, that means way less frustrating rework. And for your clients, it just means their numbers are right. Things just work, no friction.
But listen, speed and accuracy are really just the table stakes. The real magic, the true transformation, happens when you think about what your team can do with all that time they get back. And that brings us to the third, and honestly, the most important benefit.
And here it is, number 3, more time for proactive advisory services. This, right here, is the absolute game changer. Your team goes from just reporting on what happened last month to actually advising clients on what to do next month. This is where you deliver incredible value, and this is where client satisfaction just goes through the roof.
And look, this isn't just a nice idea. Firms who've actually done this see real results. We're talking tangible data here. What does it show? Client satisfaction shoots up, staff stress plummets, and the firm's total capacity for work gets a massive boost. That is a winning formula for growth right there.
Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but what are the catches? What could go wrong? So let's tackle some of those big questions that always come up when you talk about outsourcing.
First on the list, and it's a huge one, confidentiality. Are you putting sensitive client data at risk by sending it offshore?
The answer to that is a hard no. I mean, reputable firms live and die by this stuff. They use secure, encrypted systems and have super strict confidentiality rules in place. Your data is protected.
All right, next big question. What about quality? Can an offshore team really meet the high standards you've set for your firm?
Absolutely. The answer is a definite yes. In fact, their whole model is built around it. They use strict processes and multiple layers of review, all designed to guarantee accuracy and keep the quality exactly where your clients expect it to be.
So now that we've tackled those common concerns, let's look at the path forward. Because this isn't just some small operational change, it's a full-blown business strategy for growth.
And you know what? The steps to get there are pretty straightforward. First, you just identify those repetitive tasks that are bogging everyone down. Second, you map out your processes so an offshore team can just plug right in. Third, you integrate that team into your workflow. And then, the most important part, you refocus your own amazing staff on what they do best, advising clients and building those relationships.
At the end of the day, here's the main takeaway. Outsourcing isn't really about saving a few bucks or being more efficient. It is a client-focused strategy. It's designed to help you deliver faster, more accurate work, and ultimately build those stronger, longer-lasting relationships that are the true engine of growth. So I want to leave you with just one final question to think about. Seriously, take a second and imagine it. If all that routine, grinding work was just gone from your team's plate, what could your firm become? What could you achieve with all that extra time to advise, to strategize, and to really connect with your clients? That's the potential we're talking about. Thanks for joining me.